guys, it's Rebecca. I'm back in LA. I felt like God really opened my heart this time. Just like, I don't know, like there was like a hurt that was lodged in my heart. And like how God heals hurt is by bringing like loving people into your life. And I felt like God really did that on this trip. Is that I had a bunch of divine encounters where like I just really experienced like God's love through these people. They were very loving people, and it was really interesting because I sort of like turned down someone, and I guess like I felt bad because like he got sick, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I got him sick, it's my fault. Like, and then like I told my mom like how like growing up she would be like, oh, you're stressing me out, that's why I'm sick, you know. And it's like it was just like a lot of guilt like in our relationship. Like it was like my fault if like she was feeling bad, and it was like, you know. And I just feel like like when guilt is lodged in your heart and you feel like, okay, someone's blocked my number because of me, or like you blame yourself for it, it's really unhealthy because it's not love, you know. And so I think what God was teaching me was, you know, like he showed me so many times, like when you get rid of false responsibility, then you'll get married. And I didn't really understand that for a long time, but a lot of the false responsibility has to do with like, you know, okay, imagine like your husband gets pissed off at something and it's not even you, and you're like, oh my god, it's my fault, blah blah blah. Like if you live in that kind of relationship, then it's not going to be healthy, right? So I really felt like just love being filled into my spirit. And like when you feel loved, you like feel energetic, you know, like you don't feel drained. But guilt drains you, fear drains you, bitterness drains you, anger drains you, but love fills you. And I really experienced a lot of love through the divine encounters that I met. And as I experienced life and just like, you know, met people who are very loving, I realized that like I didn't focus as much on the people who treated me badly. I focused on like the people that loves me as I am. And that's why like I cried like probably like 6-7 times this weekend. Just like experiencing love. And because sometimes when you're hurt, you like run from love, right? You run from people who can truly love you. And the thing is, like, I have been wounded because I felt like someone basically like blocked me without really explaining why, and started to ignore me. And sometimes we tend to focus on like that one or two people who like stop talking to you, and you kind of like get offended and you feel like it's your fault. And because of that, you're just scared to make friends. You're scared to like I guess build, you know what I mean? And I just feel like God's saying like, don't be afraid of love. And like when it feels stagnant, like reach out and they always give you this feeling of like you're not doing enough, it's probably not a good friendship. Friends shouldn't make each other feel guilt, or they shouldn't just block your number or disappear or vanish on you. Like, they should learn how to communicate. And so today it was good to really just share with my mom how, like, oh, when this guy got sick, I blamed myself, even though it has nothing to do with me. But I was like, oh, he probably feels bad because I turned him down, like, you know. And I was like, Mom, like, when I was young, like, you would say, like, oh, you stressed me out so much, you made me sick. Well, the truth is, like, no one can really make you sick, you know what I mean? Like, you are responsible for your own emotions and to express your emotions to people. So I also had a breakthrough really on the train going from Seattle to Portland, where I like was really missing my mom for some reason, and I had been gone for like a day, and like I guess I was just used to talking to her, but I opened up and I was just like, oh, I miss you, Mom, which, like, we don't say that in our family. Like, my mom's really never said that. Like, it's just like a hard exterior of like, pick up your socks, or, you know, it's like nagging, and it's not very loving. But on this trip, I just experienced such an opening of my heart and communication, where I was able to be even more vulnerable with my mother, and experienced like love and intimacy with friends. And I think a lot of times we get hurt by people and we just kind of stop making friends, where we think that everyone's evil, but like crying just like literally like flushed out like all the junk in my heart, all the hurt and the wounding, and like I feel like my heart is very like open and pure right now. Like, it feels like it feels unjaded, and I do feel like so full of love. And it's weird because I feel like most people don't really cry enough. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't cry enough, and crying actually and vulnerability actually helps you to be in love and to live a life of love, because life is so short. Like, you know, like taking chances, right? Like, I take chances every single day. Like, there's not one day I don't take chances. Like, and most of us live a very safe life. So a safe life means that we don't have to encounter any negative emotions, and we're just numb. A lot of times, if we don't do something that scares us, we don't actually feel our emotions. But when we actually step out of our comfort zone and break fear off, say like talking to a stranger, or just like even today, there was a guy on the plane, and I just felt God was like, talk to him, and I was like, okay, God. And when I did, and he was, okay, this is what happened. So he had a hat on. I was like, oh, are you from Texas? And he's like, no, it's just a brand. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, can I sit next to you? And he's like, oh, because of the virus, like, no. And then, like, for some reason, I just felt like love fill my heart. Like, because I had like all these thoughts in my mind where I was like, you know, like blaming myself for my friend getting sick, which has nothing to do with me, because I didn't even see him. It was just like, I was like, oh, he probably feels bad that I turned him down, and then he got stressed out and sick, whatever. But that has really nothing to do with me. But whenever I try and put myself out there and just like do something that scares me, I actually feel that fear of making a mistake come off of me. So I just really encourage you, like I feel like this whole pandemic has put people in a state of fear, where they're like afraid to try and talk to people, or just like make new friends, or like even go outside. But like when you do something that scares you, it immediately like breaks off the fear. And like fear is so strong nowadays that it grips onto the heart, and so people are like actually afraid to just be themselves. So they're like stagnant and they feel stuck and they feel emotionally constipated. And so it's really important to every single day to just like be like, okay, cool, like that didn't go well. Or like if you're dating, you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't this work out, blah blah blah. But I kid you not, literally, like, put yourself out there every single day. Like, do not be afraid to make mistakes and just try, you know? And to just be like, okay, cool, like that wasn't the one, but that's okay, I'm gonna move on. And I think, and I honestly can say that like a lot of people, 90% of the world, are stuck in this mindset of like stability and like I need this or that, but their hearts are very stuck in fear, because essentially they don't realize it, but a lot of times stability is actually a form of wanting control, and control comes from fear. So you're like, oh, I feel stable, I feel safe, but actually like the more stable you are in that, whatever that is, like for example, like say like you're dating a guy or a girl that you know is wrong for you, but you're afraid to let him go, right? That's actually a fear of lack. So when you're able to just try and be like, hey, that didn't work out, cool, I'm gonna move on, you're breaking off that fear of lack and saying like, no, I'm actually enough, I'm whole, and I can like, you know, live my life in freedom. And it's so good, you know, like yeah, like I think the biggest thing that like a lot of people are raised with this mindset of like, okay, don't make mistakes, like, because if you make mistakes you're gonna get hurt. But that is actually a lie, because when you don't make mistakes, you actually don't break through to what you want in life. For example, I met this guy, he was an Uber driver, and he said he like hasn't had a relationship for like 13 years because like this girl cheated on him and was like seeing another guy for like a year, and she cheated on both partners. And like when he found out, he was just like devastated. He's like, I don't trust people. How do you build that trust then? How do you put yourself out there again? Is actually to date again, and to like try again, and to like freaking just ask anyone out, like whoever you're interested in. Oh cool, that didn't work out, move on, like next, you know what I mean? Like you can't get so stuck in, oh I failed, or that didn't work out, or someone betrayed me, someone blocked my number, someone like stopped talking to me. Because guess what, there are thousands of other people that will want to be your friend. There are other people that will want to reciprocate friendship. And but again, it's so easy for us to be like, oh my gosh, that one person like betrayed me, and like I'm just gonna block my heart off to everyone that tries to like get close to me. Well, that's really sad. And like what I have to say is like first of all, you shouldn't have to chase people. Oh shit, monkey, shit monkey. Hey. Oh, I'm going to Pasadena, but I was thinking of going to the Abbey actually. Where are you? Luna, hi Luna, where are you? Are you at the Abbey? Yeah, so that's what I have to say is like, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and just like, you know, try everything and anything. Like, I'm not saying like hurt yourself, I'm saying like for y'all who are like hurt by relationships or friendship, and you're like kind of like afraid to try new things, like don't be afraid, like just keep going, like keep trying. You know what I mean? I am going to Pasadena. I am in Old Town, and yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna eat, actually, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just like processing a little bit. Yeah, so I guess I'll just eat here. Honestly, I'm like super hungry right now. But yeah, so how do you break off fear? How do you break off like regret and bitterness and anger? It's like just literally take risks. Like, that's how you do it. Just take a lot of risks and talk to strangers. Like, you know, like, do something that scares you. Like, you don't open up your heart by like disappearing on the world, and like you actually open up your heart by trying again. So anyways, love you. I am in